Today we are going to take writing task for writing task 1 for both academic and general training students. And yes, for most of the students know it very clearly that what type of differences are there for academic and general training students. So let's have a look with the basics that for writing task 1. The academic and general training modules are similar in some ways and different for task 1. So whichever test you are planning to appear, you have 1 hour to complete both tasks together. So it is the nature of the task that makes them different. You can see in this table that in general training students, task 1 is letter writing, where we need to write a letter depending upon the situation, and the type of the letter can be informal, semi-formal or formal. Few types we have taken in previous lectures and we'll take today as well. For academic students, the writing task 1 is interpreting, describing the map or a diagram or a graph or a chart in the word form. So you need to write a report based on the graphic forms given to you. Both writing task 1 in both modules should be completed in 20 minutes, and roughly word count is minimum word count is 150. Whereas for writing task 2 is same for both academic and general training students. All right. So this is what a basic writing for both academic and general training students. So for academic one, they need to appear for a report and essay, and for general training, it will be letter writing and essay. Both tasks should be completed in 1 hour. All right. So today, let's have a look on writing task 1. That people appearing for academic test, they need to write a report on a data set, a map, or a process chart. Whereas in general training, we need to write a letter to a friend or a relative or a colleague or a government agency or some interested groups. The word limit for writing task 1 is 150. Whereas you must have known very clearly that for writing task 2, word limit is 250 words. So usually we write in average of 280 words. Whereas in this writing task 1, minimum word limit is 150 words. So our report or letter should be of 180 words average. I'm not saying that we need to write our report or letter in 150 words exact. This is minimum word count. There is no upper limit of the words. But too lengthy letter or too lengthy report will lead to irrelevant information, or it is highly chances to get grammatical mistakes as well, right? So our average writing limit of words should be 180 words. ऑलवेज आपको 180 वर्ड्स का टारगेट रखना चाहिए फॉर बोथ एकेडमिक एंड जनरल ट्रेनिंग टास्क 1. ऑलराइट. Now time limit. There will be given 60 minutes in total for both tasks. They will not give you a specific time limits for task 1 and task 2. दोनों टास्क की कंबाइन आपको 60 मिनट्स दी जाएगी. So out of those 60 minutes, we should spare 40 minutes for our essay writing, that is writing task 2. And so we need to complete our writing task 1 in maximum 20 minutes. It is of course beneficial if we are able to complete task 1 in less than 20 minutes. See, why such kind of bifurcations of duration is like this, that 20 minutes for letter or report and 40 minutes for essay, because essay is a very broad range of the topics. कोई भी तरह का किसी भी तरह का टॉपिक ऐसे में आ सकता है. And there are different kind of ideas and stands and favors for essays. Of course, the structure is same, but content is purely depending upon your practice. Whereas in a report or letter, it is quite simple. The structure is given to you very clearly. Then they will give you what you need to add in your writing part. So you just need to transform those things in a letter or a report form. That is it. So there are specific phrases used, specific words even. There are already decided that those words you can use in your writing task 1. And so it would be very easy for you to complete task 1 in 20 minutes. If we have practiced very much clearly with proper tips and techniques. All right. And so we need to have a target to complete our writing task 1 in 20 minutes maximum, so that we can spare 40 minutes for our essay. All right. Why? Because the weightage for the essay is 2/3, whereas the weightage for writing task 1 is 1/3. All right. Now there are specific marking criteria. We all know that in reading and listening, we have clearly 40 questions, and each correct question will get 1 mark. And on that base, your band score will be decided. Whereas for this writing part, there are marking criteria. You can see over here is task achievement. Then second is coherence and cohesion. Then lexical resource. And fourth marking criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. I have taken these marking criteria earlier as well, but just to recall, I am taking it again. All right. So what is task achievement? The weightage for all 4 marking criteria is clearly 25%. Now task achievement is something that have you addressed this and have you answered clearly what they have asked or not? When it is required, have you, for example, in our letter, they will give you 3 bulleted points. That's what you need to add in your writing part. So task achievement is what? That have you answered all 3 bulleted points or not? That is your task achievement. In report writing, task achievement is that have you clearly mentioned the comparisons where it is required? Have you cleared the main features and explained it very clearly or not? So those everything considered as a task achievement. The next criteria is coherence and cohesion. Coherence is that sufficient number of paragraphs, main idea in each paragraph, linking of ideas, linking of paragraphs, linking of sentences logically is called coherence. And the words used to have a proper coherence are called cohesive devices. So logically use of linking devices that comes in this part, that as a cohesion. All right. So task achievement and coherence is must in your writing part. Now third one is lexical resource. Lexical resource is nothing but just a unique vocabulary based on related topic. So of course, unique vocabulary is important, but simultaneously we should use a proper related words, related vocabulary based on the topic that should be there as a lexical resource. It is also considered, and weightage for that is 25%. And last marking criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. Grammatical accuracy is your overall writing must be grammatically correct. That includes a spelling, sentence formation, sentence structures, tenses, that everything should be correct as a grammatical accuracy. And range is how good you are able to structure the sentence formation, how good you are able to have the variation of the sentence formations, how good you are able to mix from simple to complex sentences, how good you are able to paraphrase the sentences, how you are combining the different kind of degrees and different kind of voices from active to passive. So that everything comes in a grammatical range. So basically these four are marking criterias on this your band scores for writing is calculated. So in writing task 1 as well as in writing task 2, we need to be very careful with these four marking criterias. All right, clear? Now, as I just told you that there is basic difference in academic and general training students in writing task 1. So let's have a look on academic students writing task 1 as of now. That in writing task 1, academic IELTS writing task 1, the basic simple steps that what we need to follow is that first what we need to do is read the instructions very clearly and try to understand whatever it is given to you and what you need to do. And then only you need to start your writing part. So always spare 1 minute to understand the question and the instructions very clearly. All right. The second step is paraphrase the question. For academic task, the paraphrasing plays very important role. That the first sentence should be a paraphrasing of the given topic. So can anyone tell me that what is paraphrasing? I have given the proper definition of paraphrasing in earlier sessions. So who have already attended the sessions, you can write in the chat box that what is mean by paraphrasing. All right. Yes, most of are very much clear with the paraphrasing. Let me tell you that paraphrasing is not only that using of the synonyms rather than the main given words. There are types of paraphrasing techniques. So out of those all, we can use a combination of paraphrasing techniques. The one method of paraphrasing is using a synonyms. The another method you can use as a paraphrasing is you can change the word order. For example, when I say that I am Bijal Shah, and we just replace it. My name is Bijal Shah. Right. So somewhat you are changing. This is simplest one I have taken as an example, but this is one way. Another way of paraphrasing. Then yes, another method is from active to passive voice. And next method is change the form of the word from adjectives and nouns to verb and adverb. So that is another method of paraphrase the statement. So good paraphrasing is what? A combination of maximum methods you are using. Synonyms, of course, along with other methods of paraphrasing, you can use synonyms anyhow. So you can have a combinations of methods of paraphrasing. So how good you are able to paraphrase this question? That is very important role because it is the first impression of your writing part in academic one. All right. Then is next tip is write the overview. The second paragraph will be you need to write the overview. It is nothing but just a simplest summary of your whole report, whole graph. That what you are seeing in that graph, what they have mentioned in a broader way in that report. That's what you need to add as an overview paragraph. Make sure that you are not supposed to add any detailed part of your graph in overview paragraph. So that is something without referencing any data. You just need to write an summary overview of the whole graph. All right. Then next is, which is very important, that consider which tense you are going to use. Majority of the students are facing problem with tenses. Students in academic one, tenses plays very important role. उसके बाद मैं जनरल ट्रेनिंग के लिए राइटिंग टास्क 1 ले रही हूँ, but just to have a look with the academic students, we need to be very careful with tenses. If any of the data is about the past or the future, then remember to use the tenses accordingly. All right. And next is spend time in organizing and planning your answer. If you don't structure your writing task, then definitely you will end up with no more than 6 bands. So we need to work to get around 7 bands at least. All right. So for that, there is a particular structure of academic writing task 1. In fact, there is a structure for general training writing task 1 as well. So after academic, we'll take general training as well. Those who are appearing for academic IELTS, ultimately at the end, you need to appear for general training IELTS as well when you are planning for PR. So you can just have a look with academic task 1 as well. Yes, over here you can see that there are mainly 4 types of writing task as a report. That first is chart lessons. Chart lessons is nothing but in that case they will give you a pie chart, bar chart, line graph, pillar graph, or a column chart. So that's those type of charts comes as a chart lessons. Then next type is map lessons. In map lessons, they will give you sometimes only one map and you need to describe that one map only. Or sometimes they will give you 2 maps, one of the present and one of the future one. And sometimes they ask with the past and present comparison of the maps. So be very careful with the tenses when more than one maps are there having comparison of present to future and past to present. All right. Then third is multiple charts. Multiple chart is nothing but just a combination of type 1. So in type 1, as I said, pie, bar, line, pillar. So उन सब charts में से किसी भी 2 charts का combination होगा in third type, that is multiple charts. And the last one is process question. Students, this is for academic students. So in task 1, they will give you this type of question for academic IELTS. So if process question is asked, then in process there are mainly 2 types of processes. The first is natural process, like a life cycle of a butterfly or a life cycle of a beetle or a food cycle, water cycle. And another type of process chart is man-made process. So like that factory made item process, then concrete making factories, foods like coffee, tea, cheese, butter making factories. So those are process questions. So out of these 4 types, they will ask you any one and then you need to answer in a word form, in a report, in academic IELTS writing task 1. It is different in general training writing task. All right. Those who are appearing for academic IELTS, in that, for those students in writing task 1, you need to write a report from this type of chart lessons. So now let's have a look on the structure for the report. The first paragraph will be a paraphrasing of the given question. For example, they will give you a pie chart and they will give you that you need to summarize the information and make the comparison where relevant. So in that case, what type of information they have given in a pie chart, those you need to write in your own language by using good paraphrasing method. Then second paragraph, as I mentioned earlier, that second paragraph will be your overview, where you need to write a main features 1. Then you can see what you can do is what can be the main feature in your, for example, if you have a line chart. Yes, if you have this kind of line graph and in line graph you have this type of this type of line graphs. For example, I know I'm very bad with drawing, but I hope you can make out that. For example, this kind of line graphs are there, then what can be the main feature? Then the main feature can be that it can be the highest peak in the first one over here. So you can take then the high value. And in second line, I have mentioned with the volatile one, right? So it was consistently moving and unchanging data. So that is what you can differentiate, and that's what you can take as a main features. So you just need to point out roughly two main features, and that's what you need to write as an overview only. All right, then paragraph 3 will be, you just need to describe a main feature 1 in detail with the exact figure and amount they have mentioned in the graph. And same way, paragraph 4 will be, you need to describe another main feature and its supporting details. All right, make sure that we are not supposed to add conclusion in our writing part in report. When we are writing a report, in that case, we do not need to add conclusion at all, because we are not concluding our writing. We are just describing that graphic form into word form, right? So only we need to paragraphing our report in this. The first is introduction, then second paragraph will be your overview, then third paragraph will be explanation of main feature 1, and last paragraph will be explanation of main feature 2. All right, clear? So just have a look with a sample for this academic, and then after we'll take general training writing task 1. All right. So this is what your sample line graph. You can see over here that on the one side there is a line graph. There are 3 lines, and you can see that over here, this is your x-axis where the years are mentioned, and this is your y-axis where the percentage are mentioned. Now, there are 3 types of lines over here. One is streams, then second is downloads, and third is CDs purchased, right? So this is all about the percentage of total music sales by method. So there are different ways of music sales, and that's what they have mentioned over here in a line graph. Now you can see on the other side, it is written that you should spend about 20 minutes on this task. The graph below shows how people buy music. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. All right, as you all know, write at least 150 words. So this is the basically graph that shows the sale of a music, and that's what you need to summarize the different methods of music selling. You can see over here, and that's what we need to describe in our proper given structure. That first will be introduction. The introduction is nothing but just a paraphrasing of the statement, that the paraphrasing of this statement, that the graph below shows how people buy music. This is what your statement given, and that's what we need to paraphrase. So now just have a look with the answer. The graph illustrates trends in music buying habits between 2011 and 2018. See, I have changed the words, I have used the synonyms, the bold words. You can see that I have changed from the graph shows. I have changed it to graph illustrates trends in music buying habits between 2011 and 2018. It presents three different methods. First is streaming, then downloading, and buying CDs. This is your introduction paragraph. It is nothing but just a paraphrasing of given statement. Now we'll switch on overview paragraph. That overall, both downloads and physical sales of music have steadily declined. The latter has slumped since 2011, while the downturn for the former began in 2014. However, there has been a sharp rise in people streaming music since 2013. See, you can make out very clearly that the words written in black are called linking devices. In one paragraph only, I have used three different type of linking devices to connect my sentences. So logical use of linking devices makes your report perfectly with coherence. And the bold words I have used over here, that steadily declined, slumped, downturn, sharp rise. So these are the words commonly used for your report writing. The second paragraph will be main feature 1. In 2011, the majority of music sales were of CDs at 55% of all sales. In contrast, again use of linking devices, right? Streaming was not common at all at only 5%. Also, although, don't forget comma after also. Also, although people had started to download music, it only represented 35% of sales. As sales of CDs began to fall, downloads started to rise. They rose steadily and downloads overtook physical sales in mid-2013. During the same period, streaming doubled to 10%, but then it started to grow more dramatically. You can see very clearly that in main feature 1, that is third paragraph, I have mentioned with the percentage and figures in details that where it fell, where it rose, that rose steadily, that streaming doubled, grow dramatically. So these are the words connected with the adverbs and adjectives. Makes your lexical resource very clear in your writing part. Now, last paragraph, downloads peaked in 2014 at about 43% of sales, but fell to 30% by 2018. This was slightly higher than physical sales, which shrank to 25%. Streaming, on the other hand, overtook both of them and accounted for just over 40% of sales in 2018. In this whole report writing, you can see that many lexical resources I have used very clearly along with the adjectives and adverbs. Those you can see in bold words. And words I have written in black are linking devices, that overall, however, but, which, on the other hand. So these are the linking devices I have used clearly to connect my sentences. All right. So students, this is what we can make out for report writing. Today we have just taken an example of a line graph, and now let's switch on a general training, students. In general training, the first step will be identify the type of the letter. There are mainly 3 types of letters. That first is, and depending upon the type of letter, it is formal, semi-formal, and informal one. So we need to understand that what type of letter we need to write, and on that base we need to understand and we need to throughout use our language and vocabulary accordingly. So how to differentiate that what type of letter is this? So we need to open and close the letter correctly depending upon the type of the letter. You can see in this table that for a formal letter, when you are writing someone which you don't know, which you have not met, is called throughout your formal letter. जिसको आपने कभी देखा ही नहीं है, जिसे आप कभी मिले ही नहीं हैं. You don't know even that that person is male or female. In that case, you need to write your throughout letter in formal language. In formal language, your opening of your letter will be dear sir oblique madam. And you don't know the name of that person, so that is it. And in your ending, you need to write at the end of the letter as yours faithfully and your complete name with surname. In semi-formal, when you know that person, but you don't have that friendly relation with that person. So in that case, you will write opening as a dear Mr. and the surname of that person. For example, dear Mr. Brown or dear Miss Stone. And in the ending, yours sincerely or faithfully, both you can write at the ending, and you need to write your full name with the surname. Whereas in informal letter, where you know that person very well and you have a very friendly relationship with that person, in that case, you need to write your letter throughout in informal language, where you can directly address that person by writing Dear John or Dear Anita. And in the ending, you can just write best regards or best wishes, warm wishes, and only your name and not the surname. This is clear opening and ending of your formal, semi-formal, and informal letter. All right? Open a formal and semi-formal letter with a formal sentence. But yes, please do not try to be very friendly because you don't know that person impersonally. All right? When you are writing an informal letter, then you need to write a general paragraph and you need to acknowledge your relation first. Yes, academic students may leave if they want to. For informal letter, you need to write a general statement and you need to acknowledge the relation first before getting down to the main reason of why you are writing your letter. For example, that hope your family is doing great over there. Hope everyone is healthy. from your side. So that is what something acknowledgement of your relation, and then you can start why you are writing your letter. All right. So these are the general basic steps for your letter writing. Now let's have a look with the structure of the letter. The opening, the first will be your opening. There won't be any address or a date at the beginning of your letter. You just need to write your letter directly from the opening, that respected sir or madam or dear Mr. Stone, or depending upon the type of your letter. Then paragraph 1 will be simply just explain that why you are writing the letter. In only 1 or 2 sentences would be fine. Then paragraph 2 will be, they will give you 3 bulleted points in your letter writing. So each bulleted point will be described in each paragraphs. All right. And then at the end, it will be closing remark like looking forward to hearing from you. Please do the needful as earliest. Whatever your concern is, whatever your situation is, accordingly, you need to close your letter with this kind of remark. And your ending, that yours sincerely, all kind regards, all the best, and your name depending upon the type of letter. So this is the basic structure of your letter writing. Be very careful with this structure, that first will be the opening, then paragraph 1 that explain why you are writing this letter, then bulleted point 1 and its explanation, then bulleted point 2 and its explanation, then bulleted point 3 and its explanation, and at the end closing remarks and the ending of your letter. Do not add address, date or a signature like a normal letter we used to write. हमारे स्कूल और कॉलेज के वक्त पे हम लोग जो एड्रेस लिखते थे एक साइड पे, और फिर हम लोग सब्जेक्ट मेंशन करते थे, डेट मेंशन करते थे, एट द एंड we generally add the signature. But over here we do not need to add address, date or a signature or a subject line at all. This is what only you need to follow in all 3 type of letters. Depending upon the type of the letter, the only content will differ, but the paragraph will be same. It is just an opening. Depending upon the formal letter, you will just write respected sir / madam. If you are semi-formal letter, then dear, Mr. and the surname. And if you are writing informal letter, then you can just directly add the name, that dear John. Right? And in your further paragraphs, that first paragraph will be the explanation of the reason, then bullet point 1, 2 and 3. So these paragraphs, you need to use the language depending upon the type of your letter. It is very important to understand. Last sessions I have taken that different type of languages, from formal to informal language, that what type of words we can use as a formal language and what type of word we can use as a informal language. So that's what you need to see. For example, if you are writing a letter to your friend and आप ऐसे ही formal language में आपके friend के साथ बात करोगे तो कैसा लगेगा? Does it make any sense? Of course not. So that is the reason that हमारे जो दोस्त के साथ हम लोग लेटर लिख रहे हैं, हमारे कोई रिलेटिव को हम लेटर लिख रहे हैं, then we are not supposed to use a professional formal language throughout. It should be quite simple words and simple language in your letter writing. We'll have a look, not to worry. हम लोग samples लेंगे यहाँ पे sessions पे. And if you are writing a letter to your boss or a colleague or a manager. So in that case, we need to be very careful with our language, and we need to use formal language throughout, right? All right. Fine. Now we'll have a look with the sample letter. All right. Yes, you should spend about 20 minutes in this task. You recently ordered a small item online, but when it arrived, it was unusable. Write a letter to the company that sold you the item. In your letter, give details about the order you made. Explain what was wrong with the item. Tell the company what you want them to do about it. Write at least 150 words. Now, write in the chat box that what type of letter is this? Formal, semi-formal, or informal? So what type of letter is this? Yes, it is a formal letter because we do not know the name of the person to whom we are writing. Right? Now let's have a look with the model answer of this letter writing. Dear Sir or Madam, last Monday I ordered a cover for my HTC phone from your e-commerce website. I was excited when it arrived, but very disappointed to find that the product was not as promised and totally unusable. I am hoping you will replace it. In relation to the specifics of the order, I purchased this leather cover through your website called Electric Gadgets on November 8th using my PayPal account. The order number is 2584205 and I am attaching a copy of my receipt with this letter. The issue with the cover is that it is not a genuine leather product and I am unable to store my phone inside it securely. The picture of the item on your website clearly shows the cover supports the HTC Desire 12 Plus model and is an original leather product. So, I'm sure this is a manufacturing flaw. As a solution, and because I really like the design and look for the cover, I'm hoping that you will agree to replace it with a new and genuine one for free. Otherwise, I would like a full refund and I will be contacting PayPal complaints if I do not hear back from you in regards to this within a week. Thank you for giving the matter your attention, and I hope to hear your replies soon. Yours faithfully, John Smith. Now, in this model letter, the first thing I would like to tell you is the language I have used is quite in a requesting form. Usually हम लोग क्या करते हैं when we go online, go for online shopping, or when you don't get a proper product, तो हम लोग तो ब्ला 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 बहुत सारी फायरिंग कर देते हैं लेटर पे. So because we are writing in IELTS, यहाँ पे हम लोग ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमें हमारी लैंग्वेज प्रॉपरली मेंशन करनी है. So we are writing in a formal letter, in a formal language. So it should be very clear with the language and the words and the vocabulary we are using constantly. So be very clear with your language throughout. We cannot just write a rude words and rude language at all. We are writing our letter as a formal language, and so a request form should be there. कि भी आप ऐसा करो, मेरे यहाँ पे ये प्रॉब्लम आई है, and if you do not solve my problem, तो मैं complain हम complain करेंगे. That's what we are requesting over here at the first. All right. So understand the language very clearly. In this language, in this letter, there is one mistake. Who has attended my earlier lecture can make out the mistake. Can anyone spot the mistake? Can anyone spot the mistake? Full name? No. First paragraph? No. I'm talking about the mistake that we should not, it should not be here over here at all. Who have attended my session on formal and informal language? Those can make out that because we are writing our letter in throughout formal, it's very clear mistake over here is, and now let me tell you, otherwise you guys will keep on guessing, is a contracted word. So I'm sure, so I have used a contracted words. So in formal language, I told you in last session as well, contracted words are not allowed. याद आया कुछ? जिन लोगों ने अटेंड किया था उन लोगों को याद आया? That contracted words are not allowed in our formal language. And because this is a formal language, we should not use I am. Respected, yes. Rather than dear sir or madam, we can write respected sir or madam. Yes. And the major mistake was this contracted word. All right. Otherwise, numbers are allowed in a formal language. Of course, what we can replace this kind of numbers that someone was asking me, the numbers allowed or not. But of course, yes, numbers are allowed. अगर numbers नहीं mention करोगे तो numbers को कैसे replace करोगे आप? We need to write the number, right? So this is it for today's session. Yes, so there is one question that name should be actual one or any dummy name we can put in the last of the letter. It is requested, it is advisable to write your actual name with the surname. And if not, then also it would be fine, doesn't make any sense. And there is no such difference that what name you are writing. So it would be absolutely fine if you write your own name. Depending upon the type, you can add surname as well. So it is absolutely okay, whatever the name you are writing. All right. That is it for today's session. As we have taken the basics of writing task 1 to academic task 1 steps, then structures and the line graph with the sample model answer. And then we have taken general training, writing task 1 step-by-step process, and structure and a model letter. So you can use such kind of language and yes, मैं आप लोगों को रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ कि whenever you attend any kind of lectures, मेरा है, विशाल सर का है, किरण मैम का है, किसी का भी lectures आप attend करते हो, उसके बाद next day evening में हमारे दूसरे sessions होंगे, so you have full whole day. So उसमें आपको एक practice करनी है. कोई भी एक जो भी लेक्चर्स लास्ट फॉर एग्जांपल आज हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे लेटर लिया है और लाइन ग्राफ लिया है. सो प्रैक्टिस दोज टाइप ऑफ लेटर राइटिंग एटलीस्ट वंस tomorrow before the next session start tomorrow evening, before tomorrow evening to be very specific. So IELTS is all about practicing and practicing. So हम लोग यहाँ पे जो भी सेशंस लेते हैं आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे, then only you can just confirm and you will able to understand those lectures very clearly. अगर आप प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे, अगर आप अपने हिसाब से उसको यूज नहीं करोगे, then it makes no sense. In physical sessions we make you to sit in the class and practice, but over here it is quite tough to have such kind of practice. So I would insist everyone to practice and write in your own language. Try to write your letter. It would be easy for you as well. अभी आपने फ्रेश आज का सेशंस लिए हैं, तो आज के सेशंस के बाद आप लोग अगर कल लेटर लिखते हो, तो of course it would be good for you, right? Someone was asking me that example, right? Exercise question. You can search. आपके पास ड्राइव पे हम लोगों ने पूरा का पूरा मटेरियल शेयर किया है, so you can get those things from the materials only that what we have already shared. So कोई भी लेटर ले लो उनमें से and just try to complete the exercise. All right, so that is it for today's session. I hope you all are clear with the basics of writing task 1 with clear marking criteria, that what we need to be careful throughout in our writing. Okay, good night students. I'm ending the session now.